Do you want to know how to stop making excuses and move forward with your dreams? Then this is the video for you. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips on what you need to do in order to stop making those excuses. So we all do it. We all make excuses. I hold my hand up and say, yeah, I am one of those people. I do it as well. So I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge, but excuses do not serve anybody. They really don't. And we know that already. We already know that having excuses and using excuses day in, day out has gotten you to the point of where you are in life right now. Now, you may be successful in certain areas. You may be doing great in this area, in that area, but I am sure if you are watching this video, that there's probably an area where you know you could do better. You could do better, but there is some excuses that you are telling yourself that is stopping you from doing just that. Am I right? I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Tell me in the comments down below, yes, Nat, you're right. So in today's video, I want to share with you 3 things you can do in order to stop making those excuses. So tip number 1, I want you to embrace fear and failure. Yes. We have to embrace it. Instead of shying away from it and instead of dismissing it, I think it's a better strategy to actually embrace the fear, embrace the failure, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We are human beings and we are wired this way. This is how we are. So fighting against it will never serve us. When you feel that fear, when it comes to not doing what it is that you want to do, there's generally an underlying fear underneath it that is stopping you from actually taking the step towards what it is that you want to do. But when that fear rises up, I want you to just embrace it, acknowledge it first and foremost, and embrace it. Because it's a true feeling that, you know, can be acknowledged. I personally feel like when we just try to dismiss fear and say, no, it's not my portion, and the Bible teaches that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. The Bible teaches that. But we are human beings and we know that fear will rise up at some point. But the goal is to just acknowledge it for what it is, but don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it stop you. As Susan Jeffers wrote the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And we have to find a way to overcome that fear and overcome that fear of failure as well, where, you know, we don't want to do anything because we don't want to fail. We don't want to be seen to be failures. But I'm going to tell you something, and I hope you will take it on board because it's true. But you are going to fail anyway. No matter how much you want to try not to, I'm telling you right now, you're going to fail. You know, you are going to fail. And it's through those failures that you actually learn. So you should actually be excited to fail, because when you fail, you learn something new, and then you use that learning, you use that education, you use that experience, you pick that up, and then you implement it, you make the changes that you need to make, and then you move forward and you get better and better and better. Embrace the fear. Don't let it get into your soul and your spirit, not in that way, but recognize it when it comes. Recognize that fear, uh-oh, here comes fear. Recognize and acknowledge it, but then don't let it overwhelm you and don't let it stop you. Change your thinking, change your mindset, change the way you look at things, change the way you perceive failure to be, for instance. You are never a failure. You yourself, personally, are never a failure. Absolutely never. Absolutely never. There are certain things we do that don't quite work, but we learn from it, we grow, and we move on. Tip number 2 is to focus on your strengths. Now, it's important that, yes, we acknowledge that we have various weaknesses in various different areas, but we focus on our strengths. And we don't allow the negativity and the weaknesses to overtake the strong and the strength that we have inside. So you need to think about, what is it that you are good at? What is it that you have a gift in, a skill in? What is it that you have an ability in? Focus on that and focus on honing that and focus on improving that, rather than focusing on what you can't do, what you don't have, the lack, and the negativity, rather than keeping stuck in that situation and in that mindset. Change that. As soon as the thoughts come to your head, change it to, okay, well, I might not be the best, I don't know, singer in the world, but hey, I'm great with people, or I'm a fantastic organizer, or I'm great with talking to camera. Whatever it is, whenever that doubt or anything comes to your mind, always look at, okay, yes, I may be weak in this area, yes, I may not be great in this area, but boy, I'm fantastic in this area, and focus in on that. So when it comes to stopping making excuses, if you are not great at organizing, then hire somebody that is. If you are not great at managing money, then get somebody in that is. You know, you focus on your strengths, and then you build around you a team of people that can help you where you are lacking and where you are weak. And that will help to eliminate the excuses of, well, I can't do this because I don't know that, I don't know this, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, you don't know it. You can either go and learn it, or you can delegate it out and get other people to do it. So stop making excuses and focus on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. And then tip number 3 is to replace your bad habits with good habits. So if you find that you're making excuses about not going to the gym or not exercising, then really that's just a habit. It's just forming new habits. You know, if everybody that you're seeing is getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, but you can't do that, you don't have to do that. You exercise when it works for you. It could be 9 o'clock in the morning, it could be lunchtime, it could be in the evening. You just have to form a habit that works for you, and not copying what everybody else is doing. Because I know they talk a lot about hustling. You've got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be grinding and hustling. Nah. Hustling doesn't work for me. I ain't getting off at 3 o'clock for no one. That's not for me. But if it's for you, then great, knock yourself out. If that's how you thrive and move forward, then great. So in order to stop the excuses, you have to find what works for you. You have to find the balance in your life and the lifestyle that you want to create that works for you, not for somebody else, because you've been following them on Instagram and all they're eating is a piece of celery and a carrot all day, and that's how they look. No, that's how they look like that. No. Do what works for you in order to create the lifestyle that you want. And that's where it starts. What is the lifestyle that you want? What does your life look like? What is it that you want? Because maybe you're comparing your life to somebody else's and it just doesn't fit. That model of how they're living and what they're doing, it doesn't fit. Like you might be following somebody who's loves the countryside, but you love the city and the buzz of the city and, you know, being close to everything and that energy that comes from the city. You don't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere. Can't get nowhere, can't get trains anywhere, can't call Uber, Deliveroo, you can't get your Nando's. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just not what you want. So why are you even trying to get that kind of lifestyle when that's just not even who you are? So firstly, be honest about who you are, be honest about what it is that you want, and then plan out the kind of day that you want and plan out what works for you. And that way it will help you eliminate those excuses, because I'm sure a part of it is that we're just trying to fit into a mold that society has told us that this is how it should be, or you've been following somebody that their life looks great, but it's not really what you want anyway. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that this video has helped you. Let me know in the comments down below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really, really appreciate it. And I shall see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.